12 Strong will release in theaters January 19th. The film is based on the best-selling book, Horse Soldiers, and the true events that unfolded in Afghanistan in the aftermath of 9/11. Outgunned and outnumbered, the Special Forces unit faces overwhelming odds in a fight against a ruthless enemy that takes no prisoners. It stars Chris Hemsworth and Michael Shannon. Take a look at a clip from the film.
It's us. We're going in. We beat out the 5 other teams. We're going to drop in behind enemy lines, link up with the warlord of the Northern Alliance, General Abdul Dostum. We'll assist him in fighting the Taliban and taking back the city of Mazar-e-Sharif, which happens to be the stronghold and linchpin for the entire Northern Taliban force. The catch is we only have 21 days.
How many troops has he had?
He's got about 200 paid soldiers and an undetermined number of part-time militia.
What about the other side?
The other side has about 50,000 Taliban and Al-Qaeda fighters. Missiles, armor, rockets, mortars, machine guns. We're outnumbered.
Just 5,000 to 1.
Now, gentlemen, once we land, we're about 9 hours away from help. Which effectively means it doesn't exist. We're on our own. We all need to understand the capture is not an option here. We go in tonight, single ship, no backup. So police your gear, get some rest.
Had a successful test flight?
We are the test flight.
Oh, for many years, this story has gone unheard until recently, and I am so honored that joining me now are 2 of the men that heroically served on that Special Forces unit. I'm joined now by retired Major Mark Nooch and retired Chief Warrant Officer 4 Bob Pennington. Good morning, gentlemen. Such an honor to have you here this morning.
Thank you.
First, thank you for your service. Talk about this film. When did you see it? What are your thoughts, your first thoughts on seeing the film?
My first thoughts on seeing the film was how incredible, wow, they're trying to portray our Special Forces team and represent the larger task force that we were part of.
Yeah. Your role played by Chris Hemsworth,
yeah,
which
my role's played
pretty
by,
cool actor to play you. What do you think?
It was amazing, you know, to see that. I understand he has a huge following.
Yeah.
A few people know him. But yeah, I am portrayed by Chris Hemsworth in this film. I am the real Captain Mitch Nelson that is portrayed in the book and in this movie.
So obviously it's Hollywood though, right? They got to dramatize it a little bit. How true was this story? How do you're going to probably be answering that question a lot these days, but how do you answer that? How did they do?
They did well as far as the depiction of the team on the ground. We thought that was great. The terrain they used, the weather, the atmosphere, the explosives. Whoever ran the pyrotechnics did one hell of a job. It was wonderful. So in that sense, absolutely, we liked it and we thought it was good.
But it was such, from what I'm learning from you gentlemen this morning, even just the few minutes we've had a chance to talk, it was such a complicated mission. From what I understand too, you were saying there were rivers that aren't even shown in this. That was a huge part of how you guys were able to do this, right?
Yes, the terrain was very rugged, and we fought through a main valley called the Darya Suf that had a water source running through it. And when you raise an army of over 2,500 horsemen and 500 light infantry, as the locals are rallying around their leaders, it requires a water source. So we had fought along that river and along the main roads, and in order to swim back and forth on our horses across that river at different times. That was a key part of our mission and experience in freezing cold water and day or night as you're swimming those horses. And a lot of the guys on the team experienced that particular challenge. You don't necessarily think you're going to experience as a Special Forces soldier.
Now, was that accurate that you had a little bit of experience from what I understand for horses, right?
Yeah, I grew up showing horses at a young age and competing.
It's a little different than
high school and college rodeo.
Yeah.
So
A little different than me.
Yeah.
I had maybe 2 or 3 times on a horse while I was growing up. That was about it. So it was a new experience, and it wasn't a horse that you normally would see, you know, big in the U.S. These are small, tiny horses, and they're wild.
I would imagine
so. The guys on the team did an incredible job learning how to ride under those conditions.
Yeah, let's show a picture of the team. We're so thankful. Again, this is the unit. All of these members still surviving except one, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes, the guy on the far left was Sergeant First Class Bill Bennett, and he was killed in action in Iraq on the same team. I had been moved off to another assignment, but most of the same members of the team, including Bob, were still serving on that team in another mission, in another capacity.
I wanted to get your thoughts too. You know, when this the movie ends, it talks about how you guys were, you know, you came home and there wasn't much fanfare, there wasn't a whole lot said, you know, kind of about the success of this mission, how difficult it was. Was that frustrating for you guys at all, or
No.
was it just another day?
No, not at all, because when we came back, we actually began prepping and training just in case we had to go back into combat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much the 5th Special Forces group that we were part of, and the larger Special Forces regiment were all at the forefront of what was happening right after 9/11. So our team was focused on refitting, repairing, spending some time with our wives and families, and getting ready for whatever that next mission was going to be.
There is now a statue, right, in New York as well, too.
Yes, there is.
So are we prepared, obviously, with the movie coming out? I mean, people are going to be a lot more curious, I think, about this mission and your story.
Well, that's what we hope.
so, yeah.
We hope that this movie will, this portrayal will help shed some light on the Task Force Dagger and the Special Forces Regiment. You know, our team is honored to be portrayed, you know, as the focal point of this film. But I certainly hope it sheds light on the incredible efforts, not just of our team and what these guys went through, but the other Special Forces teams and the incredible, great work that they did alongside the CIA, our helicopter pilots that were our lifeline, that got us in there and resupplied us, the Air Force Special Operations community that was dropping, you know, resupplies of lethal, non-lethal aid, humanitarian aid. And we had fighter pilots coming off of Navy aircraft carriers in the Indian Ocean that
We
were
basically had all the other services in there helping us along the way.
to
the entire
support
time.
these small 12-man teams that were on the ground dispersed around Afghanistan.
You gentlemen, though, are very humble. Again, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
For all that you did. And thanks for being here this morning. Make sure to see the film. For one, I saw it a couple days ago. Fantastic. So
Thank
I
you.
definitely recommend everyone to go see it. It opens on the 19th. And again, I wish we had the whole hour to chat. I still have more stuff to chat with you about. But thank you, gentlemen. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Sarah.
it.
Appreciate it.